Hey everyone, welcome to AEC Day 3. We have two matches coming from Group C today. Our first will be Cartel. We'll play 7 Heaven, and we're going to our map ban straight away, I think. During the production time, Cartel banned one of their maps, so they banned Theme Park. Oh, they've already gone to map ban, sorry. That's Theme Park gone, Coastline gone, Cartel's picked Border, 7th Heaven banned Cafe. And I can't actually see what the map they chose because it doesn't show up. I'm joined by Sam Tom.
Hello, how are we doing tonight, huh?
I'm doing pretty well, man. How are you going?
Yeah, good. We had a lot of fun with Day 2 yesterday. We saw Insidious taking on Lethality, Insidious taking out the win there, and Downfall getting the win over Unrefined quite decisively. How do you feel about our matchups tonight?
I feel like they're going to be pretty good. I think both of these should be closer matches. I mean, from Day 1 and Day 2, we've seen pretty decisive wins for either one or for one team. Like, I had a 7-1, 7-3, and I think you had a 7-1, 7-1.
Yeah,
so hopefully we see some closer siege.
Yeah. So, I'm predicting a Cartel win for tonight, but not by much. I think we will end up going to our third map, the Decider map.
I certainly agree with that. Yeah, I certainly agree we'll go all the way. I think they'll probably pick up both of their own maps, and then Villa, I really don't know. It's our choices of Border and Clubhouse. Border being Cartel's map and Clubhouse being 7th Heaven's map, which are both pretty small maps. Not a lot of space, but Villa is completely different. It's huge. It's got 4 stories. Like, it's just a completely different style map. So
yeah.
Hopefully it does go all the way.
Yep, so we'll any second now start loading into our match for tonight, and we can get underway.
Our second map for tonight will be Rise Esports vs Crusader. Again, hopefully it should be a pretty close match. I mean, we've seen just so many dominating victories by a team through both maps that I'm really looking forward to having some closer siege.
Yeah, and as we so often see in Rainbow, it's a game that can hinge on 1 or 2 moments in a round. So we will get starting any second now. With our first map today, it will be 7th Heaven, the blue team, and attacking first on Border.
Border's interesting map. It's been in the pool for years. So most strats have been exploited, most ways to play this map have been explored. So we shouldn't see anything we haven't seen before. But hopefully we just see some fantastic individual play.
Yeah, so as we see, our first ban here from Cartel will be the Thermite. Now that is crucial if they want to hold on to the key objectives being Armory and Workshop. They will have to deny Breach. As we see, our next ban coming from 7th Heaven will also be an attacking operator.
I'm expecting a Capitao or a Buck, honestly, with the Thermite already banned. Oh, it's a Thatcher.
Interesting there. That means that 7th Heaven attacking for the first half of this match will have to rely on Maverick to try and get through those walls, if that's the strategy that they want to play.
It also means that utility for Cartel is going to be pretty much uncontested. Like, they can run a Wamai, they can run an Echo. Excluding IQ, they pretty much have free roam to run whatever they want. Mirror being banned, that's a pretty standard ban coming out from 7th Heaven. Mirror's just a pain to play against on this map, certainly for the attacking side.
Indeed she is, as we see our final ban for the first map of this, AEC's Day 3 of Season 3. Who will it be?
I reckon Echo or Maestro.
Interesting. Goyo.
Okay.
We've
I can see why. Tight corridors, small rooms, it does make sense to ban the Goyo.
Yes, it does, and he just brings so much utility to the table that I think this is a smart ban there from Cartel. Sorry, 7th Heaven banning the Goyo. That I think...
No, Cartel banned Goyo, you're right.
Cartel banned Goyo, right. So anyway, our first objective that's being defended tonight will be the Armory Lockers Archives of standard. Pretty normal operator select for both teams here.
They're not opting to run the Maverick, which is interesting. They are going top floor, but still only having one hard breach. It might put them in a difficult situation if they have to split take and maybe take office as well as CCTV.
Yeah. Interesting though, they have brought the buck and the IQ, which means that they might try to go below and look upwards through and perhaps try to take out those bandit boxes from below. And also have a bit more versatility on attack. So pretty standard setup here from Cartel on the defense. You see the Maestro on the greens reinforcing the office walls. Once again, just keeping control of the rooms around the site.
Certainly with the Thatcher band running the IQ you're gonna see IQ every round pretty much. If you don't see IQ, it's gonna be a very, very unique. Running the buck makes sense too. Like you said, ventilations and workshop, just the entire floor is soft. The entire roof is soft for ventilation workshop, and that's the floor for armory and archives. So it really allows so much, almost free kills if anyone's on cams, because like you can now see them on a scanner. So yeah. Hopefully, it looks like 7 Heather going for an office take though.
Yeah. So it'll be interesting to see how they utilize the now cannot use. But as you said, yeah, an obvious breach. With that Zofia of Wazoo already taking those stairs, they will have control down that hallway nice and early in the match, but a lot of roamers downstairs. We have the Jaeger of Dip and the Mozzie of Lime Cordial putting pressure on down below. As you can see, Skiv looking up through the hatch, trying to get those picks. Dip just biding his time there in armory lockers.
See, not bringing the Maverick has... They can't actually open office wall because they use Habana Palace to open that. Then if they do, they cannot open a rotate into B side to archives from office. So I think that Habana's opting to put them on the office wall. They had the Maverick, they had the 2 hard bridge. If Thermite wasn't banned, they could obviously take office so much easier. But I think Cartel knows that. Certainly with the positioning of their play, they're really clued on to what's going on. Ooh, short exchange, but no one from either side hit. Just looking down the 90 corridor into top metal.
Yeah, we see both teams playing quite passively here at the moment. As you said, that short gunfight, but no frags at the moment. As spraying out through the windows. Still no kills, both teams taking their time. As we see now, the Zophia's stun grenades do get shot in, and we see now Squizzle peeking, contesting, but the gunfight is won by Wazoo. The first pick of the night will go to 7th Heaven, but the second will go to Dip. Even Stevens now 4v4 and a minute left. The Nitro goes, but Jokes is downed and killed by Skiv now. 4v3, Jaeger looking for that pick, trying to push up. Smoke grenade goes off, but he has no options. Gets tagged now, looks back to contest, gets the kill, but gets knocked down. Dip now, low health, has to look for those picks to keep his team in this fight.
Great pick from Wazoo. Great pick by Dip onto Wazoo. He just looked away at the wrong time, but still did capitalize on Zophia's missed shots. Now in Fountain, I'm not sure, they do know he's here, but just Habana can't hide her shots either. This is just not going so well for 7th Heaven. But now they know they have a proper man advantage with a 1-on-3 from Lime Cordial.
Yeah, and when you're that low on health, you know, it's so easy to get those spray kills.
He does have the Nitro, actually could deny plan, but he has enough time. No, he's probably gonna get the frag. Not even the frag. Now on a 1-on-3 downstairs, they know exactly where he is. It looks like this is going to be a 7th Heaven round.
Yeah, and what an attack that was. So we see Lime Cordial trying to pick up the Skiv, getting another frag. I wouldn't say dominant round from 7th Heaven, but they played their card and played with good timing and good game sense, and it netted them that round win.
Certainly Dip's pick onto Wazoo. If he wasn't... Oh, man, I'm not sure if they had intel into Fountain, but certainly if he got one more pick there, that could have easily swung the round in Cartel's favour. Yeah.
And as you said, yeah, Dip just got a bit unlucky, was looking the wrong way, did get the frag, but got knocked down so low in health that it was just an easy frag. So as we see, our second round of tonight will again be an Armory Lockers defense, and instead the Qaid being brought alongside the Bandit, trading out the Mozzie, I believe, on Jokes, and the same lineup for 7th Heaven on attack.
It's interesting still with the Thatcher band, they're not bringing more utility. Like they could easily bring more nitros, they could bring shields, they could bring a smoke, they could bring any of that, but they're opting not to. A lesion, even like lesser seen operators like Capcan, just to slow down this aggression from 7th Heaven. But they really, like last round they just sacrificed Offer straight away, even though it still took 7th Heaven 2 minutes to actually start entering into sight. Could be interesting to see if Cartel changes anything up here, or they just, the Kaid is their biggest difference.
Well, obviously bringing that Kaid does give them more options to deny hard breach, and as you said, with that Thatcher ban and without them bringing the Maverick, it will make things significantly harder for 7th Heaven to try and utilize those Hibana's X-Kairos pallets, as we see their smoke doing his job so often and terraforming the site to make way for his grenades and those night. We see now the operators have spawned in and they will get their attack underway.
Interesting seeing the Maestro chosen over the Echo. Could just be a... I mean, the Out is a fantastic weapon. But the Echo, without a Thatcher and with the IQ, I don't think the IQ was below last round. It might seem like the Echo is the better play, considering they can just wait for the plant, since it was quite a close round at the very end.
Yep, indeed. As we see now, the Hibana of North CCTV. Now, traditionally, that is a site, a room rather, that is a bit more well defended, but Cartel have had absolutely no influence on that hole. We all see the gridlock of souls, putting down those track stingers and just making it difficult for any Cartel roamers.
Doing a CC break take, this is pretty default strategy for Armory Archives, cutting off the main course of rotation, and they can pretty much for free open up the wall, but with the bandit there, it looks unlikely unless Hibana can magically get... Oh no, the bandit's down, sorry, that must have been Buckles of IQ from below, and gets finished off by the X-Kairos. That's a symbol you don't often see in the kill feed, but now to man advantage, 7th Heaven's looking pretty good. Actually, yeah, Jaeger down on site, actually only three-man hold. 7th Heaven, if they get the intro, they could just barrel into sight with only smoke holding close.
Yep, so we see they've completely shifted their attack, now attacking from the west and trying to push that armory wall instead of trying to push through offices. However, they are still applying a bit of pressure from the east side. We see Skiv now right below, right next to the Jaeger of Dip. Does he know that he's there though? That's the question. Dip's looking for the pick, and it's an easy kill there for Skiv. For Dip onto Skiv. Skiv looking upwards, looking for that pick, but Souls gets the trade onto Tip down below. 3 now in favour of 7th Heaven. Coming into the pointy end of the round, they will have the advantage trying to get this diffuser down.
Smoke hasn't used any of his canisters, but he's getting pressured from sandwich window. If they can push Smoke back, they could probably go for this plant, and you can see that, yeah, they're pushed in. IQ's in deep, and Hibana's already planting. With that Jaeger dead below, they can't shoot that, but no, Jokes has dropped down. Was he dropped down? Yeah, he went below with the Nitro cell. Coming up now top of Metal Stairs. And a 1v3 again for Cartel. With the 2-man disadvantage, Soul's planting. It doesn't look like Jokes can do much about this. He's actually getting past the tracks, but I don't think they've anyone from 7th Heaven watching this.
Now, as we see now, Jokes looking for that flank off through CCTV. Now, they've brought the gridlock into the no. A lot less obvious if there is that flank, but they do have 2 members watching it. Jokes gets the pick onto Wazoo now. Jokes still looking for that second kill onto Souls if he wants to try and go for this diffuser. However, he rushes in, but Souls gets the kill, and it's another round for 7th Heaven.
7th Heaven has 2 rounds in a row has been really good at basically locking Cartel out of their own side. They just push them back and then get a plant down, and then it's just one from there. It's really interesting to see that. I don't think Smoke used any of his canisters.
I'm not sure, but we did see that Dip got that early frag onto the butt of Skiv, but then was immediately refragged back out by Souls. So I think if Cartel want to continue get points on the board tonight, they will have to do a bit more in terms of roaming and slowing down the attackers, because that's 2 rounds in a row now. That 7th Heaven have been allowed to get the plan off. No sin if you want to win on defense.
Certainly, it's very interesting. Oh, they've changed sites actually. They're going, an offsite to customs and detention instead of taking better for Cartel.
Yep, as we see,
just misses 2 players in detention. Expired, doesn't matter shots.
River gets the pick onto Expired. Now the timer starts, but Souls is getting the diffuser down. Spray from Jokes will miss. And the diffuser goes down. This is a one-shot now. 2 full health players left for 7th Heaven. Spraying though, Lime Cordial will get the down, but he has those track stingers to deal with, so he's
with
going
no
to
points,
struggle
he
to
doesn't know he's
rotate.
actually down. Oh, great shot from Souls onto Lime Cordial. Now a 1-on-3. Again, another 1-on-3 for a player of Cartel. Souls holding an angle. I'm pretty sure they've won this round. It's very unlikely you see Jokes win this, even with the low HP of... It just doesn't seem possible.
Jokes there, just burning through that ammo on the UMP 45 fuse.
He can't even defuse now.
Yeah.
Weston knows exactly where he is, and a headshot. Oh, not a headshot, just a kill into Jokes to finish off the...
Yep. Another solid round there from 7th Heaven. We saw them. They just played for those picks, and Wazoo stand up, getting 3 kills in that round, I believe. But the 2 most significant kills onto the Legion and the Jaeger in the CB, because once they could just put so much pressure onto the site, and there was really nothing to tell.
That's the 3rd round in a row we've seen this 1v3 at the end, favouring 7th Heaven. Just it seems like when it comes down to the plan, it comes down to those crucial last 20 seconds or so. 7th Heaven is getting 2 frags, and that's not getting refragged at all. Like, Cartel's generally pretty good refragging ability is just gone.
Yep, as we return again to customs and inspection, it seems that Cartel are determined to try and 2 times didn't work out. Currently the score is 3-0 to 7th Heaven, and they're for a similar with the Legion playing upstairs, and the Mozzie of Dip, instead of the Jaeger, actually Expired has moved over to the Jaeger.
Now they're choosing customs inspection again over ventilations or armory. Even though it's not working out, you'd expect them to have a different strategy maybe. But I guess 7th Heaven's just reading way too well into what Cartel can even do. The fact that if you go to a what most consider is a more attacker-sided site, considering it's pretty hard to defend.
Yeah, and we see that rotate there being opened up by Dip. Now that will allow him to fall back if he gets that pressure put on him from Skiv and Wazoo, as we saw. But Wazoo instead just choosing to go through tellers, play a bit more aggressively, and look for the round. Pushing now into the lobby. Gets taken out by Dip though, playing from that upstairs spot. What an early frag. Wazoo was so influential last, and that is kill there for Cartel.
This is the first time we've really seen 7th Heaven in a man disadvantage early in the round. Hopefully we see a better Cartel because of it, and maybe 7th Heaven slows down a bit, but it really is the first round we've seen them in a man disadvantage. It'll be interesting to see what comes out of it. And a great shot from Dip onto River. Fantastic headshot. That's a 2-man disadvantage now, but refragged by Skiv onto Squills. That's your Legion down, no more utility. He gets those every 7 seconds, and he's just gotten on a minute 50 in. He's probably put down 3, maybe 4. So that's 3 goo mines he's not going to get back. But the round's really slowed down now in a 3-on-4 situation with only 1 person holding upstairs, 3 down below, and it seems like 7th Heaven's a bit stuck.
Yep, as we see again, Dip just slowing down the attackers, causing them to double check each of their angles, and pushing through now back into the main lobby. We talked about him back there, and it seems that he's picked that. He goes to the Dark Road with the pick off not all of the defending players. Is now back in the site, with Jokes still looking to hold on to Workshop. The buck from above will tag Lime Cordial, but no significant damage done now. We have a minute left, but he gets downed. Skiv now will be on very pulled off, which it is.
A minute left, they've passport wall open and vertical pressure from above. This is still possible from 7th Heaven, but it's really unlikely with that man disadvantage. Certainly with Buck on low HP as well. I mean, the UMP on Joke's not the greatest gun, but can easily take out a 20 HP Buck. Flash has come in that reveals Habana's position. Expired knows, but he's full flashed. Habana can probably get a kill. Yes, gets the kill onto Expired. That's your Jaeger down. Habana does have the diffuser. She could stick this. And Mozzie goes down too. That's Dip gone. Skiv another kill for him. Habana knows where he is, but great shot from Jokes. The UMP still can do well on a headshot. Now in a 2-on-2 situation. Low HP on Skiv, but Souls is putting that bomb down. God, can Cartel do? They have to go for a site retake.
Yep, as we see there, the castle pushing round. Give will get Jokes and Souls onto Lime Cordial. Final kill of the round. Again, we are now at 4-0 in favor of Cartel, really struggling to hold on. They have 2 more rounds left on defense. Will back and
Border, as a defender-sided map, as most maps are in Siege, you could probably say that Border is one of the less defender-sided maps, just because how small it is. But a 4-0 on attack, you don't see that very often on any map, even Coastline, which is the most attacker-sided map. So really, something's not going well for Cartel. Something's not lining up. The stars aren't in alignment for them, and Seventh Heaven's just winning rounds they shouldn't have won.
Yep, as we see a return now to the Armory Lockers and Squizzles, using that pick to switch from the Maestro to the Vigil, indicating perhaps that he will roam a bit more, perhaps even play CCTV, which, as we know, the last 2 times that this has been defended was completely empty, no pressure at all from Cartel there, and just allowed easy control, and rotations were able to be cut off 7th Heaven from that spot. And we see there Jokes bringing that monstrous shotgun, nay, marksman rifle, and using it to great effect. A lot of strike destruction going on here, mainly for those nitro sales.
The Maestro actually 6-picking onto the Vigil, the only really hard anchor on site. It's you can really tell there's probably going to be a change of pace this round. I mean, the Vigil's a active roamer. If we see Vigil holding site, that'd be interesting. No, he's dropping down into workshop or ventilation. But yeah, no more Maestro. That's no hard anchor. That's no outer on site. It really seems like they're going for a more aggressive play, and hopefully they can actually win a round.
Yep, as you see their Squills playing down below, looking at perhaps to catch those wary defender, unaware attackers off guard. Probably the skiv of Buck as he looks, but 7th Heaven again looking to take the bat. Now, the Cartel have brought both of the Electro operators, Kaid and Bandit that is, and without the done by 7th Heaven if they want to take the offices.
It's interesting. Kaid can actually... Oh, great kill from River onto Squill. Sorry, that's your Vigil Jan. That's the 6-pick gone, but an angle from above. Nice angle from Jokes. Gets some damage onto River, but not the frag. Actually, he sees him, but Jokes is still alive in this gunfight, and a low HP River still doesn't compensate for a dead Vigil.
No, it does not. So that's 1/3 of the round already gone. The Kaid Claw was too late. The X-Caros are able to be popped, and they will now have sightline into off. He sat there in the corner, Joke, perhaps looking just to waste a bit more time with the attackers as the Buck Skiv is playing from that window on Archives.
Still 1:30 left. Not much control taken by 7th Heaven, even with the man advantage. Oh, but that's a kill from Souls onto Dip, but refrags his own teammate. That's Wazoo dead. You've lost your Zofia now in a 4-on-3 situation. Still have the man advantage, but Noisy picks up Jokes down to 4-on-2. That's a 2-man advantage now for 7th Heaven.
We're seeing similar things round in and round out. 7th Heaven able to get these picks onto Cartel. Getting a few in return, but not enough as those Kairos pellets go onto that Archives. All Skiv gets the shot off onto Expired now. Line Cordial left. Skiv's getting the second and final kill for himself. Another decisive victory for really have.
Again, 7th Heaven would have been a flawless round if that TK didn't come in. Wazoo going down to Souls' F90. That's really unfortunate, but it's another lockout from 7th Heaven. 5-0 on the attacking side.
Yep, and they will return again to Armory Lockers. 4 rounds now. Attempt to defend that side. As we see the Valkyrie from Dip and a Doc from Jokes. A couple of operators being shuffled around, but no change. 7th Heaven, sorry. 7-11's in my mind for some. As we see the traditional lineup of the Buck, the Hipper, IQ, Zone, and the Q.
And you can see 7th Heaven's really not straying from the same lineup, running the rotation denial as well as the intel gathering, Buck the soft breach, Hibana the hard breach, really the only hard breach available. and Wazoo as a Zofia, who's kind of a mix of entry frag, utility burn, and soft breach. The operators changes from Cartel, I'm not sure if they're going to work out. Everything they've done, everything they've tried just has been shut down by 7th Heaven, especially in this armory hold. Everything's really just been shut down within the first 2 minutes.
Yep, and a very similar setup again from Cartel, but the window is open. Dip looking perhaps for that Valkyrie camera that out perhaps for a bit more intel, maybe even we see there is very they brought the Jaeger, they brought the Valkyrie, and they brought the Bandit. That's 3 operators that can roam very actively with the possibly being used from below. You see the and it looks like another push from 7th Heaven.
You see Jerks holding an aggressive angle onto the west balcony rappel. 2 players below, Jaeger and the Valkyrie. It's interesting that Bandit isn't below, considering he's the Nitro cell, and Jaeger's below instead, but it's probably because I want the Bandit to trick that Archives wall, but every single round he's been unable to, considering the pressure from the Archives windows. Wazoo definitely knows there are players below, and he's going to go hunting. Yes, so is Skiv. That's the Buck and the Zofia, both with soft breaching capabilities, going into kind of pressure into Workshop. Oh, Buck could catch one onto a rotating Valkyrie. Yes, he does. Skiv takes out Dip. That's another man advantage for 7th Heaven in our 6th round. But after all these kills, the round slows down. We never see a flurry of kills. Cartel's never in a position to refrag at all.
Yep, as we see there, Cartel just struggling to hold on both to their members and to different portions of the site, as now this is basically under the full control of 7th Heaven. We see the RQ River looking to push, looking for those picks. However, that wall onto Archives is still electrified, so it will take a bit of to get that open. Peeking now, River perhaps just seeing the outline of the Bandit through the wall. Sorry, he's on the other side, but the Nitro does come out. No luck though. Pushing now will be River. It's another push from 7th Heaven that will result in...
Bandit is completely isolated and stuck in this corner. He jumps out, could get the frag onto Souls, but no, he doesn't. Souls goes down, and followed by River taking down Expired. Now just Jaeger and Doc in a 2v5 situation. It's really just not looking good for Cartel again. And another loss. Skiv taking out Lime Cordial. That's Jaeger down. Now Doc in a 1v5. What can Jokes do? I think he's holding back in Armory. Yeah, he's outside rotating from CC. And they know where he is. He takes out the drone. They're going to clue into where he's going. Yeah, you can see Skiv turning around. Has clues straight into this Doc's play. I can probably hear him through that soft wall. And a 1-on-5 with a Doc against 3 full HP members of 7th Heaven. This looks like a 6-0 on the attacking side for 7th Heaven.
Yep, we've seen this all through the match. 7th Heaven are just controlling the way that when they and holding back. All the operators just sat there holding angles and isn't going to really hard to win in a one. Baron impossible.
Could just save his KD,
peeking,
but no, great
but Wazoo gets the peek onto Jokes.
That's a flawless round from 7th Heaven. That round kind of sums up the attacking side, besides that slight fluster from Cartel in round 4 when they had to, when 7th Heaven won that 2v4. But really, 7th Heaven have found no mistakes in their attack and no chinks in their armor. They've just destroyed Cartel and all their defending sites.
Yep, so as we reach the halfway point of our first map here today, we will see 7th Heaven switch over to the defensive side and Cartel looking to attack, hopefully looking to avoid flawless win on tonight. Give the top fragger for 7th Heaven with 10 kills, closely followed up by Souls. And as we see a distinct lack of kills on the other side of Cartel, and Dip being the only one with a significant amount of kills.
I mean, the scoreboard really sums it up. 2 plays and 0-6. I mean, Siege is not a game that's completely centered around kills, but going 0-6 and being but just stomped every single defending round on a defender-sided map, it really isn't looking good for Cartel, and hopefully they can claw something back on their attack. They do have to win 6 in a row to get it to overtime. They're going to win 8 in total to actually win this match out, and 7th Heaven only have to win 1.
Yep, so they have also brought the Hibana, the IQ, and the Sophia, but are also choosing to bring the Ash on Dip and the Nomad instead of the Gridlock on Squizzles. Now that will be interesting because Nomad and Gridlock, while similar, can perform a bit differently, and most would probably that Nomad does a better job in her as Roam Denial.
I do like seeing the Mute and the Legion. With the Thatcher Band, again, the utility that the defending team can use is unlimited, basically. Like, they have to use either flashes, or IQ has to go below, or they have to buck below, or if you use something to actually burn ADSs, take out Mute Jammers, take bandits off walls, all the stuff they have to do themselves, and they can't just throw an EMP down. So that's a really good ban from 7th Heaven, and you can clearly see how it's affected the attackers for Cartel, was they're actually taking this pretty slow. I mean, they've droned out Break and CC and no one's inside there yet. I'm not sure exactly what they're doing, having 4 people in Balk. Dip is below, going onto these east stairs. No, he's going straight underneath. But they've seen him. With the IQ below as well, they could easily take out most of the utility. They're actually 3-man stacking below. They're not running a Buck, but they are running the Zofia and the Ash. But that's soft breach.
Yeah, as you said, that Ash charge from Dip does go off right below Souls, takes him down to pretty much straight half health, but Dip won't be able to get that kill. They've burnt half of this round. Electro Claw will finally allow them to breach onto the armory wall. Another Ash charge from Dip from below. Looking up, he cannot find anybody as we see that Maestro spraying out onto the balcony, climbing behind that half wall as more X-Kairos go off.
Not running the Buck really limits the amount of soft breaching capability the attacking team has, with only those Ash charges and those small impacts, which they really don't make holes that are very big, and they haven't even cleared out the person holding half, which is generally a soft breach's first job, considering it's such a powerful position, especially with the 81 bullets in the outer. I mean, he could just sit there for the entire round, doesn't have to peek, and they have no grenades either. Lime Coil picks one, that's Noisy going down. Attacker side at advantage, almost get the second. Yes, he does. There goes Jaeger, but upstairs, that's your half-wall player dead. That's Maestro on the ground. Really good position for Cartel. Wazoo takes one though, trying to swing the odds back in their favor. It's actually a 2-4 for Cartel. Sorry, 4-2 for Cartel.
Yeah, we see River is down behind that half wall, pushing up now. Will be the he finds Charles 2v4 now. The plant goes down from Jokes, and it's all up to Wazoo as his partner is for the shot from Squizzles, and what a round from him. Cut first win on attack.
It's really interesting seeing only attacker-sided wins. We're not yet to see someone win a defend round on Border of all maps. It's interesting. I mean, I'm not sure where the initial pick came from Cartel when they took out Expired, I think it was. No, not Expired. Expired took out Noisy. If he was roaming below, it's interesting considering they weren't running too many Nitro cells. But the Maestro going down was really the crux for Cartel, which allowed them to push into site without any contention.
Yeah, and we also saw Skiv roaming with Jaeger below. He contested Lime Cordial, couldn't land those shots and paying the price. As we see 7th Heaven returning to Armory Lockers. So 4 rounds in a row now. The teams will be involved with this site, and have instead chosen to bring a Wamai instead of IE. Interesting, that's 2 options for grenade and projectile denial being brought by 7th Heaven, as well as Smoke and the Legion. I think Cartel will have their work cut out for them, mainly with that Med Mark III Spectre.
I'm glad I'm seeing Wamai come out. I'm glad I'm seeing Legion and Smoke, because again, the Thatcher's banned. They can use whatever utility they like. It's not going to get destroyed without being used. Like, that's what it comes down to. It's not going to be, you know, an EMP that destroys half your Jaeger devices. There's not going to be a, you know, just no C4 getting taken out by anything, like, unless they get shot. It's really just free real estate for Cartel to use whatever defender type utility they want.
Is that what we're doing now? We're just memeing on the kids in the...
Yeah, because they're not running a Buck either, which is interesting, considering they have 2 Ash charges and 2 impacts, and that is all their vertical pressure.
Yeah, and we saw there that Maestro was able to play behind half for a significant portion of that round. The absence of a buck, he was able to sit there relatively safe. We see the River playing in a similar position, not quite the same, but close enough to keep pressure on that wall, and it will look end an Armory Locker's breach.
They're sacrificing some of the nitrous they had from last round in favor of the Wumai, which makes sense. But last round they didn't bring any grenades on the side of Cartel. It was just these fragging operators and Joke swinging wide across that Locker's Hall to take out one. Cartel's really relying on their fragging ability to win these rounds, not so much relying on the power of utility.
Yep. As we see, 7th Heaven has only assigned one Rome give on the looking to CCT tool, which means that can effectively come into place as a concussion grenade from Sophia is unable to make it into the site, denying the bandit trick. We see that River looking for pick onto Glide Cordial. He gets the shot off. The first frag of the round does go to the defending side now.
What a crucial frag that is. That's your IQ dead as well. That is the only person who can take out their utility.
Yeah, those X-Kairos go off onto Armory Locker's wall, so that's more sightlines into the site, but Skiv is still roaming downstairs, looking for that pick. Will he be able to get anybody? We don't know. Still peeking upstairs though. It will be an interesting round.
He's got definite frag potential on Habana. Just below, I think. Ooh, Habana swings, but Joe's good kill onto Skiv. Even odds. Dip takes that one onto Noisy, but Wazoo refrags onto Expired. Now on a 3-on-3. It's just a flurry of kills. Wazoo takes it a second onto Dip against refrag by Squills. One's holding close. I think that's... Yeah, that's Bandit holding close on the air bomb. Knows where the Nomad is. Jokes, I think, is coming up metal stairs. Could get the shot into Wazoo's back. Yeah, he's opening that top metal door.
Yeah, Squizzles with a bit of the advantage here. He's on full health as well. Those magnets again coming in useful, pushing up though as Wazoo. He gets the shot off onto Squiz. It's all up to Jokes now with only about 25 left and less than 10 seconds coming into the final. And it'll be Wazoo who gets the pick off and wins the first map for 7th Heaven.
Great 4K from Wazoo, really just capitalizing on the little gaps in the attack coming out from Cartel. I think the Habana actually had Diffuser and she was below. Once Nomad had established that control up an Armory wall, they couldn't plant because Habana was downstairs. And if Jaeger got that kill, that would have been a definite round win there. But it comes down to Wazoo with a 4K. Going 10-5. I mean, just again, look at the scoreboard. It really shows what's happened throughout the entire match.
Yeah, and we saw what Cartel are capable of in those two attacking rounds, but both teams really struggled to defend on board. So as we now will move into our second match, it will be 7th Heaven with the first map win, 1-0 heading into this next map.
Now, that's a 7-1 win on Cartel's map. Now we're coming on to 7th Heaven's map, which is Clubhouse. I mean, if we're going off what we saw there, I'm expecting something just as dominating.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely going back and forth, and I believe it will be Cartel that perhaps will be able to put a bit more pressure on 7th Heaven in this coming map.
I'd hope so. We've had some day 1, day 2 have been both very fast-paced games with 7-1s, and I think the most I had was a 7-3. And this is another 7-1, so I could be cursed to always have 7-1s whenever I'm casting. But hopefully we see something that's a bit closer, maybe?
Yep, as we know, anything can happen in these games. So we cut to an ad break now. Stick around, ladies and gents. We will see you soon.
Your heartbeat beating inside me.
Hey everyone, welcome back to AEC Day 3, Group C. Going on to our second map for the Cartel vs 7th Heaven match. This is Clubhouse. Starting straight away with the bands, I'm joined again by Sam Tom.
Hello, and we had an interesting result on the map. It was Cartel's pick, but they lost out quite decisively to 7th Heaven's attack. So will be up with their first ban of this map, and it will be the thoughts, huh?
Maverick, not surprising to see at all. Pretty much you have to ban him on this map. He's way too overpowered. Please ban him. Pick on Club. I mean, if they didn't ban him, I'm 100% sure Cartel would have.
So we also see the Cartel being banned by 7th Heaven.
Again,
recently
not
seen a bit more play, yeah.
It's not surprising seeing Cartel banned. You generally have either Maverick Thatcher. I mean, you occasionally see a Zofia ban, but you do also see Cartel bans quite often. Echo being taken out of the pool as well. Pretty standard. Echo's a pain to deal with, especially on Clubhouse where the rounds can come down to like pretty close situations with 10 seconds left, 15 seconds left. Keeping that Echo off the board is a really good pick.
Yep, the final ban will again be a mirror. Standard bans all around the... Like you said in the last map, mirror is just a bit too annoying to play against. So it will be 7th Heaven again for the first 6 rounds of this second map. If 7th Heaven manage to pull out a win, they will series Season 3 FC.
Running a Carly over the Thatcher, that's an interesting pick. Considering, oh no, he swapped back to the Thatcher. I was gonna say if he stuck the Carly, that's gonna be interesting to watch. But a pretty default lineup from both sides. You're not seeing a Maestro come in from the side of Cartel. But Thatcher's actually 60 onto a Monty. And Lime Kudu 60 onto the Kaid. That means they can safely get those hatches. They can safely, electroclaw those hatches. And, I mean, 7th Heaven can't do anything about that.
Yep, so our first defensive round will be the objectives. So Kaid, pretty important in defending it, as we all know. He can throw those hatches, and without a Thatcher, and obviously with the Maverick being banned, there will be no real way to dislodge those Cartel electroclaws. We see the Valkyrie of Squills putting those Velcams around, perhaps looking for the Nitro Cell from below. Vertical play, well, a lot less important on this. Still crucial.
Certainly for taking a bottom floor, the vertical isn't as strong, considering that entire church site has a hard wall above it. But keeping the buck makes sense. I mean, they could have gone to any site. They could have gone CC. They could have gone to Gym. It's very... I mean, they probably won't, but they could go to Bar if they want to. And which buck is powerful for all those sites, but just not as good. We'll get a quick peek here from Jokes, but no, he's pulling back, going down oil. Realizes that probably the small pick isn't the greatest idea against a buck with the C8. Jaeger in a heavy roam. We are seeing roams on one-man roams on Clubhouse more often. It's just the time delay they can give. I mean, Dip can keep running around, just not even going for any fights, and delay at least a minute and a half. He could get picked here if he's going down into Lounge. The drones actually might force him down, and this could be a free kill from Skiv, but he's just off the angle. Yeah, he actually might be safe unless he peeks in, but no, great kill from Dip onto Skiv. That's the Jaeger. The roam's coming into success. Roam's coming out on top, and that's your buck dead, and man advantage to Cartel.
Yeah, so 2 minutes left in this round. That is a lot of time still left for 7th Heaven to start pushing. We see the Legion of Tunnel waiting for someone to try and breach. Runs out the hole that's been made, looking for... He will not find him. Still looking for that... Peeking. Dip will get a second kill onto Souls. The Thermite gone. That's a hard breach down. However...
This is a fantastic defense round from Cartel.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, this roam from Dip is going really well. That's a soft kitchen hatch. That's certainly unique. I haven't seen that really ever when they're doing a Arsenal hold. Could get a swing from Jokes, but no, great kill from River. But in the time, Schools gets a Nitro onto Noisy. That's your Monty down. Now in a 2-on-4 with no Monty and just a Habana and a Zofia. I mean, it looks like a Cartel round.
Yeah, pretty important frags there, especially from Dip on the Jaeger, who's still alive, by the way. He got that early double kill to Skiv and Souls. As you see, that Black Eye struggling to be taken out there. Times it can be. The shots, though, spraying down Dirt Tunnel is Squills. Dip on the flank, though. He only has, but he may be able to onto Wazoo. Still peeking, firing. It's Wazoo that gets the pick onto Dip. 2v3 now. It's to River and Wazoo. Squills getting knocked down to about 60 odd health. Still peeking with River. And that is it. Just like that, the two frags come from Cartel. And it's a straight up easy round for them.
I mean, Dip's roam really the MVP of that whole round. The initial kill into Buck, slowing Seventh Heaven down, and then the flank back up main stairs, taking onto the Thermite. I mean, once you lose one of your hard breaches, especially when it looks like they're going for a church wall take, you kind of lose around. And then the Monty going down to the Nitro Cell, I think he was isolated by himself as well, which is not what you have with the Monty. It's just a good round all around, a good round for Cartel.
Yeah, now what was going on with that soft hatch? Was it a bait? Was it... Whatever happened, it was a Cartel win, as we see them move to the gym bedroom objective.
Tagging Gym over CC, it's interesting.
Yeah.
I personally think Cash CC is a better site, but they're going to do a Cash CC hold anyway for this gym, which is pretty standard. Having Cash control, especially having the connector control, so the construction control, is so powerful for taking Gym. It pretty much opens the site up for you.
Yeah. Jokes again running that castle. We saw him on it last map, and those castle barricades will be used to great, soaking up the grenades, soaking up X-Cairo you can think of. Castle's barricades can basically stop them, and now with the addition of that super shot, he's really...
Pretty sure every castle main who 90% of what they do in this map is barricade up gym window and gym door. The fact that they've now got the super shorty is probably just the best thing that's ever happened to them. Now they can open up these rotates, especially between site. Considering you don't have to run a shotgun, you don't have to run a smoke, you don't have to run a mute, you don't have to run like even a Kaid with a TCS. If Castle can do it all.
Yeah, we saw that deployable shield from Expired there being set up right next to the Bandit, trying to defend that Jacuzzi wall that will have an impact.
Really fast take from 7 Heaven. Monty's already at 90 rough. He's about to get into CC. Yeah, and they have full CC control, full garage control. It's only been 40 seconds. This is really good coming out from Monty. I don't know where he got shot from, but Monty took a little bit of damage. Could have been from the teammate. Yeah, I think it was a bit of team fire, but Monty now at this con window knows that there are a couple of players around him. But that's actually a minute down, and 7th Heaven have got quite a bit of control. It's not too bad. I don't think River can get through this. No, Buck needs to open a little bit more. It's Monty still being a nuisance at con window.
Yeah, he's trying to get through River, and eventually does squeeze that small little body of Hiba. And Noisy just applying a bit of pressure on to Squills, wasting his time a bit. Flash is coming in through Jim.
That's the impact trick from Castle. Doesn't work. It sort of works out. It's got a... Habana still opened it, but it's not as good. Jaeger could get a free kill here, but no, he misses the shots on River. River's down at about 70 HP. Jokes is still holding strong in this CC. This Cash angle, sorry. It's really good control, but no, Noisy with the... Oh no, Noisy on the Monty, sorry. Pistol shot onto the head of Jokes, he's gone. That's your only Cash player, and Valkyrie's pulled it back out of con. Now they full east side control. I don't know if they droned it out. Yeah, they're still careful. They know the Jaeger of Dip is running around somewhere, and the damage he inflicted last round is still fresh in their minds. Monty's jumping in con now. They're actually pushing the site. Looks like a con stack. Yeah, there's a Valkyrie. Nitro's going to go out. It's wasted now. They only have one Nitro left on the board. That's the Nitro of Bandit. Monty's in sight, just sitting in the corner. There's really nothing the defending side can do. Possibly a smoke canister? No, but it hits the bomb and misses.
Yeah, we saw Jacuzzi Wall is now opens that two direct angles of pressure line. Cordial gets the pick onto the butt down. Frag grenade's gone. More X-Cairo coming out from River. The clock ticks on as Souls gets the shot onto Squills now. Looking for the second pick onto the Bandit, but can't find it. Going again for the second kill onto Wazoo. Gets traded straight out by Souls now. It's a 3v2. Will they be able to Dip again going for that flank? Not sure what Expired is doing. Dip pushes, gets one in River. Firm left now, pushing into side. 3 from so low that he has to be careful. Angle.
2-on-2 situation, and Monty's one of them left alive. This is looking really good for 7th Heaven. Dip is very low as well. Smoke's creeping up, but I think Souls is clued straight in. No, he's going into Basu. Smoke canister goes out. Monty's gonna get one. Yeah, that's your that's Expired down on the ground, and just a very low HP. Dip does take up one though, now to 1-on-1, but it's against a Monty with only 13 seconds left. Monty should win this round with relative ease. There's not much Dip can do, and with the timer, there's actually nothing Dip can do. That's a 7th Heaven round. Really well played from Noisy. It does get the final kill just to put some icing on the cake, but that's a 1-1. Good round from the attackers. I mean, it came down very right to the wire, but they still win it out. Just that Monty being just an impenetrable wall.
Yeah, and we saw it all started off with that opening pick onto just playing. There was that small sight line opened up, and Noisy was able to peek through using Monty's P9 to get that shot off, and that was where the collapse started. That was a lot less time than Cartel.
You can see Cartel
Now
opting to go to Cash and CC now. I think this is a wise choice. Bringing the Goyo too. Goyo is really strong against Monty. Probably one of, not a hard counter, but certainly a counter of sorts here. Goyo just stops as Monty being so aggressive because he can basically walk ahead, walk in a straight line with a shield in front of him. He can walk anywhere he wants. You can't shoot him in the head, can't even shoot him in the legs. It's a really strong operator for the attacking side.
Yeah, not sure what's going on in the chat there. Dip, perhaps surprised about something, not happy with whatever is going on there.
Looks like it'll be a pretty default hold from Cartel. No extended roam into Master, no heavy presence below. I imagine they've reinforced garage walls. I hope they have. So it looks like it's a pretty standard hold. I mean, I imagine 7th Heaven knows how to counter this strategy, how to play against it. I mean, it is the default hold for CC. Interesting pest placement from Cartel, so, from Squiz. So it can just be shot from the door if the attackers so please.
Indeed, they can be. So the drones all looking, and we see again Dip, Jaeger. He has been so influential these last. Definitely one of the top fraggers for Cartel. And we see Cartel having a bit more Heaven's map pick. Straight away though, those X-Kairos coming up, but the Zofia, Wazoo, very aggressive. Tunnel Dip will give his position away. Wazoo not looking, they don't...
An exchange, but Wazoo coming out on top. Dip at 50 HP. That could have been disastrous for Dip's flank, especially when he got caught out by that drone. He didn't actually realize Zofia would have been pushing with it. Actually 2 below now. Dip is caught up, but he takes that one onto Skiv. That's your buck dead. That's a great frag, but refragged by Wazoo. That's he's even at the odds, but your buck is dead. Especially on Cash, when the buck is so influential for taking out the floor of Cash and CC. It's a really good pick from Dip, and I'd say that's a roam pretty successful, even though he died. Wazoo's still left with those impacts. Still can push his bandit off the trick. But Monty's in garage. There's no way this Monty's pushing up onto that raft with the 2 Goyo shields there. He's not actually supported by any of his teammates, but it's really close by. Yeah, they're just in lounge. So it looks like it's going to be it looks like it's going to slow down. Yeah, the rip of jokes onto the Nitro is going to push that Monty back. The Monty really knows he can't get picked because that would be completely disastrous for 7th Heaven. But yeah, the round's just slowed down entirely. There's not many openings for either team. Monty's just trying to get these Goyos destroyed. That's the first one gone. But Nitro flies out, doesn't connect onto Wazoo. That's jokes. He's still alive in this rush position, doing great time denial. He's just running the clock down, not having to take too many gunfires, just peeking out every now and again. And Monty literally can't get past him. That Goyo shield just being, I don't know, Monty's bane of existence right now. And he's gonna go down to his own fire. That's a good pick. I'm pretty sure Joke shot his own Goyo there, and he's dead now. So 4-on-3 advantage for 7th Heaven with full rafter and garage control. This is looking really good for 7th Heaven.
Yeah, we see that rotate now in control of the attackers. Waz looking but that cash wall is still intact. No, sorry, it has been opened up with River there looking for the pick. Monty pushing deep into sight now. Will be covering the plant. Nitro's none detonated, but Lime Cordial gets the pick onto Wazoo. Smoke's coming out. Pushing in will be Souls, gets the pick onto Expired. The diffuser's gone down now, and it's a 3v2 in favor of Sam. The pick onto Lime Cordial.
Very similar sight here, a 3-on-1 situation with Cartel with 2-man disadvantage. Seen it a lot from the last map, and Squills against a Monty and a Habana and a Thermite, who are both a pretty high HP. Being shot through the wall, they know exactly where he is. The Monty's giving live calls. Should be an easy clear out. No, but Squills gets one, could get the second onto the Thermite, but no, the repel is just too good. And that's your second attacking win for 7th Heaven onto CC and Cash.
Yeah, and another decisive victory for 7th Heaven. We might have seen very early, but once again they just lose control to this ominous attack.
It really seems like 7 Heaven's just a different caliber of Siege. It's a 3-1 again. Every single time it's a 3-1. I mean, we've seen it so many times on the map. I think it was like at least 4 times. It was the first 4 times it was a 3-1 after the plant. Certainly that Mozzie just hitting his Nitro onto the side of Monty was really just not ideal for the plant denial. But Rook, chosen by Jokes. Rook is very, very unique decision. I haven't seen him being played very much, considering he is not very useful, especially with Maestro unbanned. I mean, the best thing Rook has is the impacts, but Maestro also has impacts. An MP5 in hand compared to the Elder. I'm not sure how much it's going to do, really. I mean, even with the armor stopping people getting downed, I don't know what it can. I don't know what's going to do. It's just
maybe he's looking for that ACOG ever.
He could be going for the ACOG, but then why not choose Doc? Like, there's just so many different options. But maybe they have a pocket strat. Maybe this could be something nuts. Meta changing. Looks like he's doing a spawn pick, but he's been discovered, so it looks like if he does like spawn, we're gonna get shot in his head straight away. But maybe with some nice mechanical skill and some gunplay. But he is detected outside on the cam. Just goes for a peek onto no one because they can see him with the detection. And he's probably gonna pull back straight down to sight. Yeah, he is. The defending team's opting for this one-man roam on Dip. He did really well last round, possibly because the Buck pushed ahead of the Monty, but I think they've droned him this time. And Buck's in stock, literally just behind a hard floor from Dip. Dip's gonna push up, get aggressive with the Buck, but Buck is just waiting for him. Buck knows he's coming. This is a great read from Skiv and good droning from 7th Heaven. Oh, he picks, but great pre-fire from Dip, taking out Buck. Again, Buck is the opening death, and Dip's on this roam is just too strong. They can't clear him out. Even though they have top floor control, they're still checking upstairs for Dip, even though they know he's in bar. Really good roam. He's wasting so much time and taking out a player. Oh, but Zophia's close. He doesn't know where she is. He thinks she's down. Zofia got a free frag here, and yes, she does. That's Dip down. The roam is cleared. Now in a 4-on-4. It's a nice recovery from 7th Heaven.
Yeah, we saw Dip already had 7 frags, even though we're just in this second map. He has been key in Cartel's limited success so far, as we see all of the players Squizzle playing basically next to the bomb site, but will be droned. The Thatcher EMP from Noisy to take out those black eyes, but Squizzle's just holding those pixel peaks and looking for those heads.
I've got Moto hatched, pretty standard. They've pressure onto blue, also pretty standard. It looks like they're gonna do an east and west side take. No Monty on board this time. They're opting for Noisy to be on the Thatcher. Makes sense. Oh, Kitchen Hatch is reinforced this time. Meta changing play right there. Reinforcing Kitchen Hatch, especially with the Kaid, but the 6 pick from Monty. Onto the Thatcher, coming out strong to take out those Electro Claws. Now it's really slow, not much is happening, not many gunfights, people are waiting. It seems like 7th Heaven's just preparing for this take. You can see Sophia getting a live drone down those blue stairs. Let's find the Valk, and Zophia's right there. But Rook's looking down.
River's just left the game. I'm not sure if what's going on there. There may be a need for the rehost, but Wazoo gets one. Squizzle gets the trade, but another trade back onto him by Noisy. It's a 2v2 now. All the favor is in Cartel's hands, with Noisy being in such a low health position that he really cannot afford to miss his shots now. 15 seconds left on the timer. What are Seventh Heaven going to do? The flashes come out. Peeking, Expired will get tagged slightly, but Kaid gets one. Back traded onto Noisy. He's going to go for the frag, whipping out the P226 pistol. The spots are coming out. Goes for the pick, but it's Expired that gets the shot off. Cartel take their second defending round.
Great round. I mean, it came down really to the last couple of seconds in a one-on-one situation. Thatcher just looks to the wrong side of that blue rotation. But that's the Thermite dropping Kitchen Hatch into the waiting arms of, I think it was the Valkyrie. It's just, as soon as that Thermite died, you could tell the round was over. You were the only full HP player. Thatcher literally on probably about 11 HP. It's going down. Noisy opting to jump back on the Thatcher, jump on the Monty, even though he did good work on the Thatcher. It's probably the only He's probably the only multiplayer on the team. You generally don't have multiple Monty players, considering there's only one of him. The Rook pick again. Rook and Frost. These are Ella. Ella's a great operator. I love Ella. I certainly prefer her over the Rook.
Wow. You're one of those toxic players, are you?
No, but Ella's just nuts, and if she's got the shotgun, that's even worse. But no, she's running the Scorpion Eva. Frost play. That's interesting. I didn't see a suicide window jump in from Seventh Heaven, and I'm not sure how much the Frost traps can do. Certainly against the Monty, they're very useful. But with the impacts from Zofia in play, they could just take out their shields and destroy the Frost mats in place. And certainly Monty pushing up through rafters. If he gets taken by one of these Frost traps that are going to be pretty exposed, that it's not going to be great. It's not going to be great. I can assure you that. They're doing the same setup they did with the Goyo, just with non-Goyo shields and Frost mats. Pretty sure this will be droned out very efficiently, but it might work out. Certainly they're just doing new things to counter the Monty, which has been so powerful throughout the attacking half of Seventh Heaven.
Yeah, again, a lot of deployable shields being brought by Cartel, and we've seen them be effective. They just offer so much in the way of utility and protection that it really is quite a strong pick, not often utilized by the casual community. Monty just playing with jokes there. Nosy drops down though, probably gives the call out to Skiv, who's now opened that hatch, and it looks like that the Frost will be caught in between Garage and Blue with no real options. He does get droned. Wazoo drops down, looks for the pick, gets tagged up, peeking again though, gets the shot off onto Jokes, and the opening frag goes to Wazoo with a big kill onto Jokes. That's one pick very early.
Frost will her utility down, but it's still an opening pick for Seventh Heaven. They get this so often, and it really looks like they win most of the rounds they have an opening pick in. Wazoo is low HP, but he still has that ability to withstand if he goes down. Deep on the Roman Master, it didn't work out. They didn't do any bar presence. There wasn't any bar presence from Seventh Heaven. Now he's probably just waiting for a run out, possibly onto Suicide Window. But it really seems like the attacking side of Cartel is sticking to this main push and this Rafters pressure, which they're getting. And that could be a death onto Expired, but no, the grenade just misses. That's it's so close from Skiv. He knows exactly where he is. The ADS doesn't catch it because it's behind the little metal half wall. So now the round again has just slowed down. Yeah, those Frost traps are gone. Noisy read into that pretty much straight away as he saw the Frost on board. Now he's just waiting. Bandit picks up over the Vault rotation. There's not much happening. Dip's still off site, doesn't have a nitro cell, so he can't really deny plant from below unless there are pre-opened holes. And Buck's waiting for him. Again, this is Skiv just waiting in the arms for Dip. Dip, I don't think he's going to get this one. Nobody does! Again, fantastic gunplay from Dip, taking out Skiv. That's your Buck down. And Dip has regained lounge control. He's got control of the entire below site. But Wazoo takes that line cordial, 4-on-3, Dip's still below. Plant goes down though, he didn't deny it. Habana low HP, could get taken out by the smoke, but pulls back. Ella and Smoke pushing up close, server rack. They know exactly where two players are. They could swing. Ella could get one. Yes, downs Habana, good frag, but frags onto Wazoo. That's really good from Ella. What can Squiz do with only the one on repel? That's good frag from Souls. Now, can he land the shots? No, he can't. That's Expired still alive. Noisy is the Monty still, just about to block him off, and he's completely blocked off now. There's the shield of Montan not moving, and Souls takes out the last one onto Expired. Again, a lockout from 7th Heaven, even though it came pretty close that round.
Yeah, and we just, as we've said, we keep seeing it. 7th Heaven just somehow able to get those picks off, even with Dip getting those all-important kills. We saw him getting that pick onto the buck of Skivs. Poor Skivs really isn't able to stay alive for long in these rounds. He's really got such a high-risk job as a buck main. But anyway, we come into round 6, the halfway point of this map. And it's 3-2, the most even we have seen tonight. It will be the final defensive round for Cartel, and they will return back to Gym Bedroom, a site that almost worked out for them, but they just got a bit unlucky in that last round. Interesting, we see Jokes move over to the Jaeger, traditionally Dip's operator. Dip instead opting to go Mozzie.
Certainly Skiv has been holding these angles. He's 0-5. He's holding these angles. He should be winning, but Dip is just too good in these swings with Jaeger. Like, he just reads into the positioning of the 7th Heaven player and always gets that initial frag, which has been fantastic to see. But it's just not enough against 7th Heaven. The lineup's too strong. They're really not winning these rounds, even though Dip's getting these crucial frags.
Yeah, again, seeing a traditional that setup there, that entire wall, having breaches put into it, will really hinder the attackers' efforts to get into Gym. And we also again see a castle hold onto Cash, and that will be interesting to see how that works out.
Really nothing new coming in. Gym's a pretty you hold it one way. You either hold Cash or you turtle. That's about it. But they're opting to hold Cash. Interesting to see. They did lose that control pretty early on last round with the Monty, but Monty's not being brought this round. Noisy's opting to jump back on that Thatcher. Hopefully Buck opens up holes big enough for Hibana to crawl through this time. But Joke's on the roam, playing what Dip was usually doing, just on the roam, trying to get any of these entry frags, trying to get a pick here or there. But he's going unnoticed in all right now. Not the strongest position for the Jaeger, considering the attack's going pretty much straight towards the Cash side. But great pick from Squills. That is your... Yeah, with a shotgun, great pick. That's the Thermite down. If you could kill him, that's a huge frag, but actually just downed, and Squills doesn't know it though, with no points on in the probably. Yeah, he drops down. I think he does know he's downed one, but he's pulling back to side. He knows he can't take that fight, especially with a full HP Wazoo just outside his window.
Yeah, and even though he didn't get the kill, that was still significant because he's brought Souls down to such a low health point. We see Jokes following in the footsteps of Dip and playing that wide run with Jaeger. Wazoo gets the pick off onto Squills, however, that is the castle gone. It does look like 7th Heaven have control over Gym, but Jokes will be flanking from rafters. Looks for the pick and finds the Hibana. It was Dip that actually got the kill onto Hibana as Skiv gets the trade onto Lime Cordial. Peeking out, Skiv gets a second onto Expired. 4v2 now. Another one goes down, and it is Dip and Jokes against the world, trying to keep Cartel afloat.
But they're not even on site. They're both isolated, and Dip goes down. That's just Jokes left in Connector and Construction, sorry. And I know he's actually gone down to Bar, but he's locked out of sight. There's nowhere he can go. No Nitro. They don't even have any intel on site, really. I mean, he's completely locked out. They can go for plant whenever they want. They have a minute left. They can just wait. They can just wait, honestly. They don't have to push anywhere. They don't have to push him. He's got no capability of denying plant unless he shoots to the floor in a really good read. But it seems like they might jump onto the master bed and go for that free plant. But certainly once 7th Heaven took that control of Jacuzzi and all of that side, he could get a free pick onto Thermite, who's low HP, but no, he doesn't land the shots. There are 2 low HP players on the side of 7th Heaven, but yeah, Souls is putting that diffuser down on the master bed. The tags do come out, but there's no way Jokes can actually hit that shot. He's just waiting at the bottom main stairs. He might be saving his KD for this round, or he could just go hide and the team can have a chat, because clearly something's not going right. Just put some shots up, but there is the master bed there, so it is an impenetrable surface. He's looking through, could be a free frag. Just misses. Jokes re-peeking. Jokes and Souls really just putting shots at each other, but nothing to come out of it. Coming out red stairs, but only 23 seconds left, 22 seconds left. Souls gets the headshot. Gets the shot onto Jokes, sorry. And that's the round over. That's 4-2 on the attacking side for 7th Heaven.
Yeah, definitely a much more even map than it was on Border. However, 7th Heaven still have a clear advantage. As we see the roles rotate, it will be 7th Heaven going into their first defending round. And they really did attack that map so well. We saw Skiv finally getting some frags. Thoughts on that, Han?
It's good to see Skiv holding an angle and actually winning it this time. I mean, I don't put that down. Him holding those angles against Dip, that's not Skiv being a bad player. That's just Dip being like extraordinarily good at that swing and that frag and just reading perfectly into the placement of the buck. But it's good to see Skiv holding an angle and actually getting frags, which is really a lot of sieges holding an angle and you expect to win it. But Pika's advantage, certainly online, comes in and Dip getting those frags onto Skiv, which is unfortunate. But the 4-2 half and 7th Heaven's going to the defending side with the round advantage, going to probably the strongest side. I mean, it's not looking great for Cartel. They are attacking the hardest site to take, especially with the bans that are in place. I mean, there's no Maverick, no Capitao. I'm not sure how they can push these people out who are holding blue. I'm not sure they can open these hatches very easily if the Thatcher gets picked early, or if they're going for roam. We should see a nice round here from Cartel. If they can actually get some rounds on the board.
Yeah, and we see a pretty traditional operator selection from Cartel on the attack. The Thermite, the IQ, Zoph, Thatcher, and Hibana. Pretty standard, but they can be effective in the right hands. We see top fragger Dip on the Zofia. That was played by Wazoo quite effectively on the attack of 7th Heaven, so it'll be interesting to see how effective he is with that brilliant gun.
A turtle hold coming out from 7th Heaven, not opting to have the one-man roam or any roam, unlike Cartel, who had Dip on the roam. I mean, it's good. A turtle hold is very effective for Church, considering the attacking team still have to drone out the first floor, still have to drone out the second floor. They still have to basically push top down, even though there aren't any plays there, so it's pretty safe. He could actually get the hatch. Yeah, he does. That's a nice trick from Kaid. But there goes his electrical. He's got none left. Probably got the other one on Moto Hatch. Oh, almost gets the frag onto the back of Hibana, but just misses the shots. Oh, sorry, into the back. Oh, yeah, back of Hibana. But just going down. You see IQ pushing aggressive into dirt. Joke's holding a nice angle into Arsenal. Oh, IQ could get one on a free kill onto Kaid. Yes, he does the prim of that Lime being his death. That's River off the board. Lime Cordial with his entry frag. Now, Wazzy knows exactly where he is. The outer, certainly pretty good for this long-range engagement. Probably the only gun you want for this long-range engagement on the side of 7th Heaven. But again, entry frag and the round slowed down. You never really see the momentum pick up for either team after that first pick. Was that Expired dropping Kitchen Hatch? Completely untested, he drops Kitchen Hatch and getting the diffuser down. He's gonna get it with 2 seconds left. Joe City, nice 2 picks, his first 2 picks of the round. There's actually a third one coming towards that rotation. Oh, he could get a third pick for free. But Noisy picks up one onto Dip, but Rivers just left the game again. But 2 on 4 with diffuser down. I mean, 7th Heaven is locked out from Arsenal with this angle from Jokes.
Yeah, we saw Cartel there as Noisy gets the pick onto Jokes, but Squills gets the pick back onto Souls. Peeking now will be Noisy. Manages to find Expired. Peeking needs to push the Lime Cordial. Goes for it, but it will be the G8 on the IQ, finding the pick, and a good win for Cartel there. Surprisingly effective against what we would consider the better team in this matchup.
I mean, Cartel, that's a ballsy move, but it paid off dividends. I mean, just Expired, I don't think they even droned it out. Expired just dropped and it paid off. He just dropped that Kitchen Hatch and he started getting that plant down, and the defending side was oblivious. They'd no one holding back Arsenal because I think the vertical pressure from the attacking side really pushed those players out. And just a great attack round. They saw the weakness in the pretty good defense of 7th Heaven and exploited it and won the round.
Yeah, and 7th Heaven have realized that it's going to be hard to try and defend the basement, so they instead opt for Gym Bedroom. We see that 6th pick of Skiv from Pulse to Castle. Will we see a similar hold of Cash Room?
I imagine so. I imagine there isn't really a lot of changing you can do. The most you can do is not hold cash, but it doesn't make sense not to hold it when it just gives the enemy team so much free real estate, basically. Much like it just walks straight in and takes straight into construction and takes straight side if they don't contest it.
Yeah, we also see the mute being brought by Souls that will just offer more opportunities to slow down the attack and waste more of those EMPs. if Cartel want to be effective with their hard breaches. So, as this round gets underway, it is 4-3, round 8 of the second map, 7th Heaven. If they manage to get this map, they will take the series. Cartel, however, fighting for their lives, looking for those picks. We will see how they handle themselves.
Looks like a five-man take of this east side. Not surprising to see. That cash control is very powerful. Certainly with the players with nitro cells who can rotate down that red stairs and go straight below sight when they have the presence on cash. It's just a really powerful position for the defending side, and the attackers really have to push it out. They don't have any other choice.
Yeah, we see drones now from Dip and already into Garage. No massive roams here from 7th Heaven in contrast to Cartel on defense. All of their operators playing pretty close to sight. The Zova of Dip spraying through, looking for that pick onto Souls. They know that he's there. Just applying some pressure as the first EMP goes off. The K-79 lifeline looks through, but Dip gets tagged slightly by River. The thermite goes off on the east stairs, creating more angles for Souls to watch out for as he hops up onto the table. The second exothermic charge goes off. They are very committed to this cash press. Looking for the pick will be Dip, but it will be River who manages to get him. The opening pick goes to the defense as Souls, looking for that SMG-11 kill, has continued to hold on to cash for the time being. Lots of angles to watch. Flashes from Expired coming in, pushes, but Souls gets the kill. What was Expired doing? He misses the shots.
Yeah, that's not great from Expired, especially when they know he's stuck in near this green box, and has to fuse it down as well. They really utility dumped into this cash position using both exothermic charges. But Souls is really caught in this position. He's got shot from a window, getting shot from a breach, and yeah, that's Lime Cordu getting a kill into Souls. Good frag. Now 4-on-3 with the fuser down this cash side. A minute left. It's not looking terrible, but not looking great for Cartel.
No, it's not. As we see, we get into the pointy end of this round. Jokes is still out there on the balcony, once again applying more pressure, looking through those windows, looking for those frags. In the corner, I believe, is Wazoo on the Bandit, looking to try and stave off the attack, wasting a lot of time now.
Oh, M870. Yeah.
M870, interesting.
Over the
choice.
MP7. A very interesting choice. I imagine it's because Mute wasn't running the shotgun, that they had to have someone to open up rotations and all that kind of good stuff on site. But certainly the M870 is my favorite shotgun. It is the best shotgun, in my opinion.
Oh,
and but holding the close angle on Logi is very powerful. They can't rotate through here at all. Yeah. And with 10 seconds left and Legion Mines in players, it's looking like a lockout. But some flurry of kills, and that puts Cartel in a 2-on-2. That's a really good kill, but River refrags. Now in a 1-on-1 situation, 0 seconds left, the diffuser's going down. He sees exactly where he is, and River, a nice 2-piece to win out the round for 7th Heaven. It did come down very close for Cartel, but again, the 7th Heaven just coming out on top by only by a little bit, really.
Yeah, they put so much effort into taking cash. They used both of those exothermic charges. They were wasting concussion grenades on it, and it didn't work out. They lost 2 members of their squad to the Mute playing in cash, and in the end, they weren't able to capitalize. They didn't try to push from Jacuzzi at all. The only sort of other angle they had was the Thatcher stood out there on the balcony looking for those picks, and once again, it just did not net any rewards. And I think that if Cartel want to get these wins on attack, they will have to diversify their push a bit more, as we see 7th Heaven rotate to Cash Room for a defensive round.
I actually liked the attack from Cartel. It was a good collapse on site, but they just couldn't push out River, who was too strong in the Legion with the T5, a great gun, and that ultimately lost them the round. That they were so low on time. The hold from Mute, I think it was Noisy, playing in cash, wasted a whole 2 minutes. And they weren't even close to sight, and they utility dumped into cash. They had no exothermics for the Jacuzzi wall, which allowed free rotates for the defenders. But it did come down close. It certainly was a 1-on-1 with 0 seconds on the board, in which River got his last kill for the round. So all around, it wasn't too bad for Cartel, but 7th Heaven just come out on top again with a 5-3 lead now.
Yeah, we see Maestro being brought by Souls. Now, that will offer a lot of opportunity for intel and plant denial on the part of Seventh Heaven, especially on a site like the Cash Room. It is really quite hard to
Heard that wonder when I'm gonna peak at, and that's why you count your blessing while I count that in my winnings. We take 50s and 100s and throw them up to the ceiling. Everything I envision.
Hey everyone, welcome back for the second time to the second map of Seventh Heaven vs Cartel. Everything should be fixed up now. We should be about to jump back into the game. And yeah, there we go. So it's 6-3 to Seventh Heaven. They're currently with the 3-round advantage. The side top was 4-2 Seventh Heaven side when they were attacking first. With Jim and CC locked out, Seventh Heaven have the choice of Stock or Arsenal. And they're opting for Arsenal, which isn't surprising.
Yeah, so as you said, it is 6-3, so it is all or nothing here for Cartel. They have to win and take it into overtime and get the win if they want to stay in this series. But only one more round for Seventh Heaven, and they can take the clean slate of 2-0. So we see the Wamai again being brought by Noisy. Not the traditional choice by most teams, but it's worked out well for Seventh Heaven, so if it ain't broke, don't fix it, as the saying goes.
Arsenal hold for Seventh Heaven. They did lose this on their first defending side, but I don't think that was down to the issue of any strategy. I think it was down to a very nice drop from Expire to just plant literally below the kitchen hatch, uncontested. So hopefully we see. I doubt we'll see it again. I mean, it'd be very weird if they get to drop completely uncontested into sight and then Jokes would just clean up again. But I think it's gonna be an exact same hold. They didn't have any roamers last time they held down here. There was a full 5-man turtle. Looks like it's gonna be a pretty similar thing.
Yeah, once again, kitchen hatch actually being reinforced this time. So it will take a bit more effort, but Jokes is running Thatcher, so it shouldn't be the hardest thing to take out those Retilla Electro Claws on Kaid. We see Dip going in hard and fast through Strip Club with that Ash, running the Lara Croft Elite set, looking for some quick picks onto the defending side. As we see him push up through pool now. Nobody for him to find, though. As you said, Han, everyone is down below. Pushing downstairs very quickly, though, and going in through Moto. He has been dried out, but gets shot through blue, very low health, but also gets Noisy down. He's kind of stuck here now. He has angles right next to him, and he's going to perhaps get caught out by the Nitro, but instead it's Skiv that gets the first frag of the round onto Dip. I think that was a bit of a last-ditch effort there from Cartel to perhaps clutch something out.
Yeah, I'm not sure about the fast play from Dip. I mean, if they had any roam, right, like just the pure surprise of having an Ash run straight through Strip into pool would have probably caught any roamers holding bar or maybe even into lounge. But with the 5-man turtle coming out from Seventh Heaven, he had to push all the way down. He could have actually stopped, but he chose to push all the way down. He was bragged out for that. Noisy is low on the HP, but obviously a dead Ash or a dead player over just a low HP player is really not ideal.
No, it's not. As we see Havoc being wreaked in kitchen by Cartel, lots of breaches, X-Kairos going off, hatches being opened up, and it is quite clearly a very vertical push here, as we see Jokes on the Thatcher peeking down the hallway, looking for Kaid. Won't find him though. Thermite breaching into Church Wall. It has been muted, but will get EMP'd out anyway. No matter. And it will be 1 minute left in this round, as we see Mute sat there looking for the pick, spraying back and forth the two SAS operatives trying to fight each other's heads. No luck so far.
Good positioning from Mute. He's holding close, swings wide onto one. That's expired down. You'll diffuse it down in Moto too. There's actually one Moto hatch. He can't swing again. He could get shot in the head, but no, a flank coming in from Noisy. Shut down by Lime Cordio on the IQ, watching that flank. With diffuser down in Moto, it's not the worst position, but look at this. You got one holding close to breach. I think that's River. It's not River on the Kaid. It's Skiv, and he takes out one. That's Jokes dead. That's just Thatcher gone. Lime Cordio drops, picks one onto Souls. That's Jaeger down. That's not Jaeger down, sorry. That's your, well, Maya down, the low HP player. Exchanging some shots, but there's no one there. I mean, plenty of bullets in the LMG, but Schools takes that one onto Skiv. Great frag. Now they can push into sight. Lime Cool's actually safe behind that black box. There's only 8 seconds left for the plan. He's gonna have to stick it. Swing wide, but the smoke could easily get him, and that's Lime Cordio down with 2 seconds left. No chance of a plant. It's one last ditch effort, and that's a fantastic closeout for 7th Heaven. 7-3 on Clubhouse after winning 7-1 on the map pick of Border from Cartel.
That was the play there that we saw from Wazoo. Who was it? Lime Cordial with the diffuser going for the plant was such low HP that it didn't take any time for those gas grenades to whittle her down. And that is a 2-0 map win for 7th Heaven. Our first match of tonight, AEC Season 3, Day 3. Easy take for 7th Heaven. Now, what do we think about the Ash Rush there? Because I think that doomed them hard.
I really do think that doomed him. I mean, we've seen the rounds in which 7th Heaven get this man advantage. They just sweep and close it out. And certainly you can see it there again. As soon as the man advantage was established, it stopped the initial push from Cartel and just slowed down their overall attack, which allowed 7th Heaven to just chill on site and not have to do very much and just wait for them to push towards them. And in the end they did, and they closed it out. So that's a great win from 7th Heaven, and we predicted a close match, but that was very decisive. 7-1, 7-3. I mean, yeah, it's just a very decisive win from 7th Heaven, completely just annihilating Cartel in every single way.
Yeah, and it's a shame because we saw the potential that Cartel have in those rounds that they did win, only 3 of them, but they won pretty easily. There wasn't much mucking about, but they just couldn't hold it against 7th Heaven. So 7th Heaven might be a force to be reckoned with this season.
Hopefully, you can see that, like, on day 1 I watched August play, and that was a very decisive win too, and we've seen a decisive win on day 2 and day 3, so maybe these teams that are just destroying will hopefully come against each other soon. We'll see some really, really good close siege.
Yeah.
I think we're going to a break now, just before our second map, which will be Rise Esports vs Crusader, so we'll see you soon.
I want to go away, close my eyes, never wake up again. You come and you go, you take me high, you take me low, but I don't know how to do this on my own anymore. Oh no, now it's my leave for the melancholy. Cody, fill a hole inside me. Damned if I do, damned if I